Mitä sun oikeakin ajavati oikeanen? Mitä sun oikeakin kiusiaat? Inteetillä. Oki oikeanan mittikoon.
Namiwin became very weak, sad, lonely. He cried a lot. He put down his gun, took off his mitts, and he sort of knelt down, and he had his back towards the sky. So it was there while he was crying, tears were just pouring down. And it was during this time that he got this dream, and somebody spoke to Namiwin and said, "Don't be lonely anymore." And it seemed to come from the direction of the east. And he said, "I'm going to give you a gift, and with this gift you will become a healer. You will help many, many people of this gift that I'm giving you." And he got the instructions on how to make the drum. So he came back feeling a lot better because this person had spoken to him, had helped him, had strengthened him with the gift of the drum.
Paungassi is where we found Charlie George Owen, Fairwind's grandson.
Obviously, his father made the drum. And so he knows a little bit more detail about the drum personally than a lot of other people would have. For instance, he said that the drum, when he made the drum, he said that in order for him to speak to the drum to speak to him, his father put some bones in the drum and gave it a soul. And these bones were from something like geese, birds, and birds that symbolize the heavens. They would put the drum against the body. They would have it beside the body so that they touch the body and the drum. They would talk to the drum, and it would acknowledge them. And what they ask of the drum, they're asking him to guide this person to, the next life or the hereafter. And for the drum's response, it would make a noise like the creaking of wood, something like that. That's the kind of noise that he's saying, and that to them that was an indication that the drum understood, and it agreed to take this person and to lead the person to the next life because it seemed to understand what the people wanted, and it gave back to them the guidance that they needed.
Charlie George had a dream.
He had been ill for quite a number of days. His whole side of the head was tender, very, very, very tender. And he remembers going sort of in a deep, deep sleep. And he says, "Now I'm walking down this road, this beautiful road, this beautiful, beautiful road. And I'm walking." He says, "I don't know where I'm going." He says, "All I know is I'm going down this beautiful road, nothing aware." It's like a deep, 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 deep sleep. And then he said he calls it a sleep. He hasn't called it death. And he says, now I'm walking down this beautiful road. He says, and all of a sudden I hear this beautiful voice asking me to return. He says, and I turn around and I go back, and he says, I'm sort of half dazed, half dozed, not really total with it. He said, I see relatives, they're crying. He says, and that's when afterwards I realized that I had passed away. He says, then I see Namiwin over me. He says, he's working on me. He says, and he has something in his mouth. He says, it's like a tube, he says, or a bone. But I see him doing something. And he says, he said, it was Namiwin that brought me back. He says, he had so many powers. He was so powerful that he could bring people back from the dead.